Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha, this is Geebz here. I'm back for a second. You know, this week I was kind of under the weather. I want to thank you guys. So many people sent me, private messages or DMs or PMs or comments and stuff, and on my Patreon especially. I was just feeling a little kind of swoopy. No COVID stuff, but got into my head, into my ears a little bit, and then worked itself down. Now I'm feeling okay, a little bit in my throat and my chest, but I wanted to do some catch up because while I was down, I was looking through all the suggestions. It's just so overwhelming, but you know, I do the best that I can. Protest the Hero is up right now with the song From the Sky. I'm doing the best I can to catch up on all the suggestions, but I realize last time I listened to them was in February. So let's do this. Like usual, you guys know the jig. You guys want to buy me a cup of coffee because you know that these videos don't monetize. That's great. If you guys don't feel like buying me a cup of coffee but still want to support me, check out the Patreon. I got all kinds of videos there, even if you come in just for 1 month, you know, and then bail after that. That kind of support works just as well. Link for that will be down below. Link for the coffee will be down below. Link for the headsets will be down below. And yes, link for Protest the Hero From the Sky, Spotify will be down below. All right, guys, let's do this. Protest the Hero From the Sky. All right. Wow, this is like full-on connoisseur, like rhythmic ceremonial ritual with the arrangements and the compositions and stuff. So far, what I'm hearing thus far is that everything is being played as in unison. What I mean by that is the bass is following line and stuff like that. There's a lot of unison composition that's going there. What I mean by that is, for those of you, since most of you are what I like to call the pure listener, you just enjoy the band because you just love the music. I do find that the more complex bands, though, there's more musicians that listen than perhaps non-musicians, only because of the complexity. But for those who don't know, when I say unison arrangements and stuff, is that da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So the guitar is going to play that. The bass is following the same exact notes. If there's keyboards, usually they're following the same thing. And you can actually find a representation from the drums that's actually covering each one of those notes. So it doesnn't have to be the tom-toms going da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, but somewhere in that arrangement, you know, it's covering that. The vocals, I really love the vocals for me because it kind of reminds me of some old school, you know, metal rock style, you know, singing. You know, more the heavier metal, but I really am digging the tone and the vibrato and the quality of that. It's so crispy and snappy, but what I really just want to glam on really quick is this cut time. There's just something about this kind of work where I can get a little more into the arrangements and the musicianship of the more complex arrangements when the drum is. Also, for me, it seems to be that the drummer has a wider variation of possibilities and arrangements when it comes to toms and cymbals and stuff, when you have that much space to work with on the core rhythm. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know, so if it's and then there's maybe there's ghost notes that are going to go on there, accents with other toms, or cymbals and stuff, for me, there's a little bit more expression that can actually come in there. And then, of course, there were a couple times where they kind of flipped the script a little bit on the syncopated work, the rhythmical arrangement that's going there. You saw me maybe kind of spring up a little bit, going, I dig that. All right, let's continue on.
Colorized and brilliant, the future paradigm would prove to be resilient. A completely flawed analysis of future text tenacity caught the eye of the world as their hopes and dreams took fire right before their eyes. Winds of change blow the whole world away with the swiftness of a flash. It was captured in a photograph when transitory memory became permanent. And we remember always as they pour us into molds. We remember because we're malleable as gold. Malleable as gold. Malleable as gold. Fireball in town, conceal the swastika, which might have served to sound undesired erotica. A completely overlooked detail of vision is deception, retracted night.
The stamina and the precision of how they're playing, and we're all pretty clear and familiar with the fact that, I'm going to say most of the time, when you're recording, when I'm recording, especially me, I'm not that good of a guitar player or musician as much as I am a composer. I mean, I'm a composer more than I'm a musician. Even if you're punching in things and getting that stuff tight together, these guys, without a doubt, are as capable as any extremely talented musician to play this through. They got to do it live, right? Super clean on the recording, but the stamina and the technique is so paramount on this. So much wood shedding that has probably gone on with each one of these individuals in the band that have been, from vocals all the way through, practicing and squaring off and stuff to write this kind of composition. It's fucking huge. I mean, I just love it. For me, my biorhythms, and if you're a fan of Protest the Hero or this style of composition, it's because we have our spider senses. We can feel that, and it really does make us, it lifts us, it moves us, it gets us charged or whatever. But one of the unique things for me that I really am enjoying through this whole composition is being able to lock into the 4 into the beat, because the drummer keeps giving us a little something to hang on to. So whether it's the ride or the hi-hat, there's always something that's right there in the pocket. And for me, that is a real powerful component in perhaps drawing also in new listeners that are really getting into it and really moving forward and learning about, let's say they come and visit Protest the Hero, and they say, wow, this is great, but to give a pure listener or somebody who's just into the composition that square off, it's like a zip line, but at least you got the zip line through the whole arrangement. You're seeing all the stuff as you're flying through. I don't know why I just went theater of the mind. You guys know I do that now and then, but and also one thing I want to say really quick before we continue is those background vocals are huge, but where they're placed in the mix, they're very subtle. So close your eyes when the background vocals come in. I haven't quite squared off, hook versus bridge, background vocal compositions. But when he powers and you hear those background vocals, listen to how huge they are. What I mean by huge is they're just strong in a super high range. They cover a very wide, it sounds like it covers a fairly wide voicing. They're sunk in the back, but it's huge, and I'm picking it up and I'm hearing it. So let's continue on.
The biggest things that I cannot remember, the little things that I cannot forget about when I'm alone in bed. A picture might make my memory better. No matter how much I might regret the fact it gets into my head. So take my picture, I'm decomposing, make it a solemn silhouette. 'Cause this time is no different. It might help you not forget my feeble voice. So take my picture as I burn and print it out for all to see. Because words are wind, but image impacts our collective memory. Don't take my picture, I'm decomposing, make it a solid silhouette. 'Cause this time is no different, it might help you not forget. Don't take my picture as I burn and print it out for all to see. Because words are wind, but image impacts our collective memory.
Wow. I did not expect that, obviously, because you can see it caught me way off guard. And I didn't realize the depth of the keyboard musician, keyboardist in the band, because obviously this is the second time I've heard a song from Protest the Hero. And as I continue my journey on learning about metal and rock and all the subgenres and the compositions and stuff, you never can tell how far they push the element, the envelope or the compositional palette with a keyboard. Loved what happened there. Very theatrical, very from the sky. This could be a series within this album that back in the days when people would release full 10 tracks and stuff, and in most cases they still do, there's usually a through line and a story through, that album. It represents, a period of time when everybody's writing songs, singing, composing and stuff. But I loved the subtleness of it, just jumping back. You had this really nice mellow piano that was playing there. And I had a chance to really hear the singer's voice without it being, completely diaphragm cranked. Of what an incredible range he's got. But I love the arpeggiation. You saw me going like this with the keyboards, but you notice that kind of moved up in the mix. It started off low in the back, moving up, moving up, moving up, moving up. And then there were some other overdubs. It sounded like there was a pad that was being held down, a dark pad, which usually sometimes it simulates a string vibe, gives a little depth and width to the mix and stuff, so it gives us a little more ambience in it. But they already started off with that, with the incredible engineering that was put on this, with the hard left and right. The drum engineering was just fantastic too. You know how I am about the engineers. They're a part of the band as far as I'm concerned when it comes to the album project, but that's just my opinion. Who cares? I'm an old guy. I'm a decomposer. Oh, that's funny. Did you hear? What was the line that he said in there? Take a picture because I'm decomposing or something, and that's in that passage where it was breaking down. You may have saw me laugh. I was like, yeah, let's hear it for decomposing. Anyhow, guys, this was wonderful. Thank you so much for hanging in there. Matt, I had a lot of suggestions, you know, for Protest the Hero, and I've got hundreds and hundreds. I'm so far behind. And I don't know. I'm just that guy that wants to make everybody happy, but I don't know if I'll ever get to all these tracks. But I'm kind of splitting my time now. I'm doing tracks here, and then I do tracks on Patreon. And then the tracks I do on Patreon just stay on Patreon. That's part of the gimme, I guess, you know, when people want to go there, and if they want to even go for a month, they can go through a bunch of the, you know, reactions I've done. Some of them are lyrical. You know, I think I've done some lyrical breakdown of Tool and maybe System of a Down or something like that. And I've got more coming around the corner. Anyhow, guys, thank you very much. Have a killer weekend. If you're still here, type in, I'm still here. Have a great weekend. You guys take care of yourself. I will see you on Monday with my post-rock week. I think I opened up Pandora's box with that because I didn't realize how huge of a genre that was. You guys take care. Have a killer weekend. Aloha.